Hello coaster lovers. So if you think of roller coasters, there's two types of roller coasters that pop into mind, which is a steel coaster and a wooden coaster. But let's talk about the wooden roller coasters. Wooden roller coasters are a dying breed. During the 20th century, it was a very popular material to make roller coasters, like the Coney Island Cyclone is an example of a wooden roller coaster. But more steel coasters became more efficient in the late 20th century thanks to aerodynamics and Schwarzkopf. But there's some companies out there that still make the woodies, such as GCI for example. I've only been on 8 wooden roller coasters when I'm making this video, but that'll change in the future, and I'm going to count down my top 5 favorites. So this is my top 5 favorite wooden roller coasters. Welcome to Kingz Koasterz. If you're new to this channel and are a enthusiast or like theme parks and roller coasters like me, I would highly recommend you subscribing to this channel. And plus, only 94% of you coaster lovers aren't subscribed, so it will make my day if you subscribed. But anyways, let's not waste any more time and let's begin the video. So we'll start off with on number 5, which is Blue Streak down at Cedar Point. This is Cedar Point's only wooden roller coaster, but I've only ridden it once, and luckily it was on a wheel seat, so my thoughts of it will be pretty negative. But if I had to say something positive about the ride, it looks pretty in the skyline. It's also a classic, so I can't go wrong with classics. And I like the blue color scheme. It's pretty unusual for a wooden roller coaster, but I like it. I also like how quirky the station is. The ride operator booth is way separated from the gates. It is funny. But I had to talk about the ride experience. The drop is nice in the back. It delivers nice airtime. The airtime hills were a little painful because I was stable when I rode. But when I'm at Cedar Point again, I would gladly give Blue Streak another chance. But that's all I'm going to say about Blue Streak. So let's move on to our number 4, which is the Racer at King's Island. The Racer is a fun one. I enjoy it more than Blue Streak, and it got a retract, which is a bonus plus. So it was running like a dream when it got retract. But when the first time I rode it, I didn't like it. It was brutally rough, and I have a low tolerance when it comes to rough wooden roller coasters. But no more negative talk, let's switch to positive. The first drop has a nice freefall feeling when you're in the front, and speaking of the front, this is a front row ride in my opinion, but I have not tried it in the back, so when I'm riding the Racer next time, I'll try it in the back row and see how it rides. But focusing to the ride experience, the airtime pops are pleasant, the turnaround gives nice laterals, and the return trip puts a big smile on my face. And quick question, do you count this as 1 credit or 2 credits? Leave a comment below. But that's all I'm going to say about the Racer. So let's move on to number 3, which is none other than Tornado. This is the rarest coaster credit that I have, along with Teddy Bear, which did not make the list, or maybe. Anyways, if you've seen the top 15 video, most of that will be applied onto this video. It's smooth, has scary airtime, especially in the middle of the ride, and I like how it goes inside and outside the park. It's the first ride that you're going to see when you're pulling up to the Grove. And I love the gimmick how it stops at the last second in the station. You just zoom through it, so you feel like you're going to slam to your left because the brakes didn't work, so you go through the layout again. But that's all I'm going to say about Tornado. I know this part is short, but let's talk about our number 2 roller coaster, and this is a coaster that I talked about pretty recently, and you guessed it, it's the Beast at King's Island. Spoiler alert, also number 1 is going to be from King's Island. Anyways, the Beast is a legendary experience. You zoom through the woods, you go underground and above ground, and are pinned to the side of the train due to the laterals. The location in the woods is awesome. The speed is immaculate, but the ride is super bumpy. Even the retrack is still kinda bumpy. But I respect it for being the world's longest coaster. I've only ridden it 3 times, and 2 of those were in the front row. But I got 2 stories of mine on this attraction, so click the card above to watch the video. But I don't know what comes up to my mind. So let's move on to number 1 spot, which might be a little obvious to people. It is Teddy Bear! Okay, just kidding. It's Mystic Timbers. This is the only roller coaster that I've ridden manufactured by GCI when I'm recording this video, and I love this ride. The pacing is just non-stop, the theme is awesome, and the layout is good for a GCI. But there's 2 main flaws about this ride. 1, the ride is short. It just lasts for around 30 seconds, which is accurate for the GCIs. And 2, the shed is a big buzzkill, but that's pretty much the only negatives I got to say. I just love this ride. I love its pacing, the layout, the theme, and not many crossovers. I've only ridden this coaster like 4 or 5 times. The latest I rode it was last August when I'm recording this. But I have nothing else to say, so that'll finish up today's video of my top 5 favorite wooden roller coasters. If you enjoyed this video, just make sure if you're subscribed because you will love this channel even though it's not that big. I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like. And if you use shorts for fun, make sure to check out my shorts channel. The channel will be in the description. And what's your favorite wooden roller coaster? Sign off in the comments below. I'm also going to share some bloopers as well. Anyways, keep that adrenaline pumping, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome to Kingz Koasterz. If you're new to this channel I also like how the quirk But no more negative talk and switch to positive. The first drop has a nice free fall feeling when you're in the front, and the front row is the best in my opinion. But focusing back to the ride experience, the airtime pops is. But that's all. That's all.